What you're looking at is the oldest store in this part of this neck of the woods of Pleasanton and Jourdanton. This used to be the store at one time. And I'm going to take a little closer look and show you the inside. I met the owners of this building, and they allowed me to come and check this out. You can kind of see where they had the goods, right? The goods would be up in these cupboards, and you can actually see the old refrigerator area there. Pretty amazing. I'm going to come around from the back side here if I can. So I'm going to turn it around here, and I'm going to walk around this way, and we can check it out on this end. The door's open up on this side. But I thought it was interesting. I was out here doing some work, and I wanted to come and look at this. Look at this building. It's amazing. I love this history, and you can see here. You know, it's pretty bad shape. It's in pretty bad shape. You know, see the roof is pretty much gone. This used to be, I guess, the old refrigerator, I guess, or the old meat counter of yesteryear. If you remember those or not, I do. I've been in a few old stores around the area, kind of get an idea. But I wanted to come in here today because I wanted to take a minute and I wanted to talk about, first of all, Thanksgiving. And as I saw this place, I was reminded about how, time just kind of goes. Time flies, and time just gets by us. And here we see an evidence of that with this old building. But that's why it's important to be in the moment, right? And say thank you for what's going on right now in your life. Thank God for what He's done in the past. Thank God for what He's going to do in the future. But what about right now? Thanking God right now. The Bible tells us that we're supposed to give thanks unto the Lord for all things. And we're reminded here today that we should do that because of the fact that one day, things are going to change. Now, let me just say this to you. Number one, I want to thank all of you who participated in the pastor appreciation. What a blessing. Thank you for your contribution to our family. We appreciate that. Also, I wanted to thank all of you who came out to the Harvest Fest and helped us with that Harvest Fest. We had a great number of people out there volunteering, and it was a great success. We had a lot of people. We did about, I think, 8 or 9, maybe 10 presentations. We had over 60, 70 people come through, and we had some people interested in hearing more about Jesus. It was awesome. So thank you. I also wanted to stop for a minute and just give a congratulatory remark to 2 people. One, my granddaughter Lily, her school volleyball team won the district championship at Legacy Christian Academy, and I want to say congratulations to them. Also to my friend and co-pastor or fellow pastor from Mesquite, Texas, Dan Aleman, who just became the new mayor of Mesquite. He was in the election yesterday. He won. He's the new mayor of Mesquite. Dan, congratulations. So I'm going to go ahead and move on, and I will talk to you just a little bit. I guess it's pretty obvious where I am, right? I'm here at Bill Miller's here. I guess you can kind of get an idea where I'm at right here. Bill Miller's. People come here a lot for lunch. I'm going to have lunch here today. But before I have lunch, I wanted to talk a little bit about something. I wanted to talk a little bit about making the most of your situation. There were three things. Remember, I told you I was going to talk about today. The first one was being thankful. The second one was making the most of your situation. And you know what? The reason why I'm here is because I looked around, and this was for me the best place for a day like today. Overcast, it's kind of cool. So I decided to have me some soup, some of that beef soup. That's what I'm going to have here, the beef soup. But you have to know how to make the most of your situation. I don't know where you find yourself today in your life, but I want to just encourage you. Look, no matter where you are, look for the good. Look for something good, and zero in on that. And I know there's a lot of negative stuff, but don't focus on the negative. Focus on the positive, and make the best of your situation. I want to encourage you today as we move forward. Don't forget that God is in control, and He knows exactly where you're at. But it's up to us to be content and to make the best of where we are. You know, I remember the Apostle Paul and Silas were in jail. They made the most of where they were. Made the best of where they were. They praised God even though they were in a bad situation. And that's what I'm saying. No matter what your situation, look for the good and worship God through it, and God will give you the victory. So thank you for listening. I got one more thing to say. You'll hear in a little bit. I wasn't hungry. You know, as I conclude today's river walk, I wanted to finish up with this last thing I mentioned. I had three, right? The first one was, being thankful. The second one, of course, was making the most of your situation. And then this last one is going to be, and I hope that this is the one that you think about as we finish up here today, is going to be focusing on what's important. A little while ago, I showed you a shot of the 9/11 memorial here in San Antonio. The 9/11 memorial was put there by, I think, New Life Fellowship, and they did it right after 9/11 as a reminder to all of us, never to forget what happened. And then I also took a picture. They have the Ten Commandments there. A monument to the Ten Commandments, and I thought to myself, that's it right there. Remembering what's important. And then as I was leaving there, it started to rain pretty heavy, so I decided to come home, because you know what? This is where I live. This is important to me, to be able to come home and to have my family and to have my loved ones, around me. That's important. That's very important. I was talking to a guy yesterday who told me that his neighbor had just been killed in a motorcycle accident. A young man, him and his, I think his girlfriend, had driven him to go buy the motorcycle, and then on the way home, after purchasing the cycle, he was hit by a vehicle and he was killed. And I thought to myself, wow, how important is it for us to remember our loved ones, because we never know what tomorrow holds or what even today holds. And so, I wanted you to remember what's important. Remember what's important to you. Remember what we need to keep in mind, that we seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, then everything else is added to us. That's what's important. And so as I conclude my river walk today, I just want you to remember those three things, right? Be thankful. Make the best of whatever situation you find yourself in. And of course, the last one is remember what's important. So God bless you. Have an awesome rest of the week. and I will see you on the next river walk. Bye-bye.